Assalamu alaikum. Now, mistakes in sewing are common, and a mistake is not a mistake if you can learn from it. So that's a very important thing to bear in mind when it comes, because there is no right way or wrong way of doing things. Sometimes you do things thinking that is the right way, and then you realize, no, if I'd have done it like this, it would have been better. Sometimes you realize that this way is a lot easier, and it's a lot more neater, and it's a lot more time saving, or it's a lot more fabric saving. Whatever the reason, always learn from your mistakes. Try and admit to your mistakes and catch up on, pick out other people's mistakes as well, learn from them, point them out in a decent and a positive way, and hopefully we can all learn from each other's mistakes and become better people. It's horrible when a mistake is pointed out in a wrong way and then is taken negatively. A lot of people have got the habit of picking out people's mistakes and actually either making a joke of it or making a mockery of it, and that is when it's off-putting. Or in a critical way, positive criticism is always good, and we can always learn from it. So I made this scarf, and I made a mistake that the width of this fabric is 45 inches. Generally for a dupatta, a 45-inch width is too wide. So I didn't cut it, but realizing when I tried it on my head that I couldn't actually really look after it, I decided to cut into it and make it smaller. Now I've taken away from the side of this approximately, let's have a look, depending on your build, because I've taken away 8 inches from this. Now this 8 inches that I've taken away, I'm going to use this as well. Whilst with this dupatta, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edge this and then take another strip of this cut out lace, and I'm going to put it back on, and hopefully that will be the right width for the dupatta. Now, going along with this strip that I've taken off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the kameez in the same chiffon fabric. This is marble buta, and actually a while back when I sold the shop, I actually sold these at a ridiculously low price, and they were really nice bright fluorescent type of colors that you could make some beautiful dresses out of. There was one customer of mine that took several of these to make dresses out of these. So I'm not going to take the whole of this lace off. This lace I've already inserted it on, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take away a slight bit, enough that I can seam this, and I'm going to use this for the panel of my kameez. So I'm going to pull this, about an inch, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch off from the edge, and then this bit I'm going to do a seam against another panel, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take away these jagged white effects, and then I'm going to iron it back on, and if I need to, I might just add a little bit of in odd pieces, I might just push in a little bit of backing of the wonder web. Anyway, so we're going to use these two pieces. What these two pieces are going to come handy as our side panels, and I'll point them out in a minute. Now, I found another dupatta exactly the same, so I'm going to use the dupatta type of fabric to do the kameez. I actually can't wait to get this done, to believe it or not. When you're on a high and you want something doing, you just want it done there and then. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a kameez out of this, and we're going to cut 2 panels. We're going to do it sort of slightly A-line-ish, not too much, as I don't want to make it too heavy, but I want the gear just reasonable. Okay, so even them out. So the width of this, I'm making this at I'm going to go for 10 inches, so 20 inches I'm going to make this gear. And then don't forget we've got 8 and 8 on either side that we're going to be attaching. The 8 is the one that's coming off from the dupatta. Well, that's already come off from the dupatta. So what we're going to do is I've left it slightly excess because I want to trim away this edging, as it doesn't really do anything. So on top of the shoulders, I'm going to go all the way up, and this I'm just going to do this 5 inches. And this 5-inch length, I'm going to take this down to about 18 inches. So it's just going to be like a straight cut up to 18 inches, and then I'm going to shape this out. Panel it. Look at that. And we're going to have, with this 10, we're going to have 18, so it's really going to come out like 28. And very marginally, just round it off at the bottom. Put that to the side for a minute because we're going to cut out the 2 panels that we're going to attach, and they're going to go like this. Right, I went out and bought some crayons for easier marking. I am going to use the pinky crayon because it's going to just, I know it's going to be a little bit difficult for you guys to see, but I'm going to point this out. Okay, so we need the shoulder measurements. I'm going to slightly overlap this so the seaming allowance is covered in the overlapping. And then my shoulder measurement, which is going to be 8 inches. I am going to take away those flowers, so it's, and then armhole, this one's not right, and a slight bit of shaping, and really just blending in. Peel these ones away because we're not going to use that one. We'll use them on the sleeves or somewhere else. What we're going to have now is I've opened up 2 panels for the front and the back, and then we've got to cut 2 more of these to go on the either side, but really that's what it's going to look like. So we're not going to bother putting the lace thing on the back, not on the panels, but we are going to put it on the daman and then we're going to do a front neckline, but on the back I'm just going to do like a patterned on the actual middle of the kameez. So we need to cut two identical panels from this. Now there's something else I'm going to be doing with this pattern, and I'm hopeful that I can get the fabric tomorrow and then share that with you, because what I want to make is actually saris, a sari. But I'm going to be doing that in the gold, so keep a watch out for the full tutorial on making a sari out of this beautiful lace that we're going to combine, and we're inshallah going to do. I'm going to take the edging off this because the edging actually doesn't do anything for that. The other one we're going to cover it with. I'm going to make a gorgeous dress, white trouser to go with it, and that's dress done. I've got the sleeves. I'm going to cut the sleeves out of this. And that's it. That's it now. We've just got to prepare our lace trim.